Welcome to Woodworking for Miniaturists. I'm David Knight. This video is a demonstration of some of the principles that I talked about in the previous video having to do with sharpening. It took many more strokes to accomplish this sharpening than what are shown in this video. If I were to show the entire process, it would be even more tedious. These are a couple of my favorite chisels from the Big Boy shop. They are part of the Marples set. That's a 1/2 inch bench chisel. And we have a 1/4 inch bench chisel. There's a little bit of rust that has formed here, so it's a good time to get things sharpened. This is my diamond stone, or diamond plate. Red is 600 mesh and blue is 325. So we'll start on the blue side. So the first thing is to flatten and smooth the back. I'm using different parts of the plate, and that's why I'm going sideways a little bit, but for the most part my movement is forward and backwards. So the scratches that I leave on the surface should have that same direction. See how it looks. I can go ahead and apply some pressure. It's not going to harm anything. We are not going to heat this chisel up to the point where it loses its temper with handwork. If we can't get it ground right up to the edge, then we'll take off some of the edge when we grind on the bevel. That spot of rust that we had back here is completely gone. Still, we can see some areas here and a smaller one on this side where the grooves from this coarse abrasive have not yet touched the blade. Well, that took a while, but hopefully you can see that we have the same coarseness of scratches all the way up to just short of the edge. There is a tiny little micro bevel on the edge that we hopefully will take off when we sharpen the bevel side. And I'm doing this by feel rather than with a guide. So I lift it until it feels like it's flat on the surface, and then I'm going to try to hold my hands very steady so that the angle remains steady. And in a moment we'll take a look and see how I'm doing. The grinding is taking place mostly at the back, which means I need to tip the chisel forward a little bit more so that the edge is down on the stone. See how that's looking. We're getting closer to the edge, but we're not quite there yet. So tipping it a little bit more. Swinging my body forward, bending at the waist, so that my shoulders and elbows and hands are all held still. We're getting a little bit of a skew. It's a little bit longer on this side. We're getting very close to the edge. So I'm going to not really tip it, just put more pressure on this, the longer side, in an attempt to bring it back to square. I can feel a burr forming on the back. That means that we have sharpened right up to the edge. I only feel that burr on this side, not on this side. And it still looks like we have a little bit of a micro bevel on the back. We have formed a burr all the way across the back, so the two edges are meeting. We aren't going to strop that burr off now because we have some more grits to do. I am going to move on to the coarsest of my stones, which is finer than this diamond plate. Once again, we're starting with the back, and we are removing that burr that had formed just by sharpening here. Getting finer scratches on the sides here. Still have the larger scratches in the center and up near the edge. So, more work to do. I'm putting extra pressure on the tip because it was towards the tip that this hadn't yet reached. But our smaller scratches cover the entire back. The back is not only flat, it is ground to a fineness right up to the edge. Now we're going to do the bevel again. I'm attempting again to correct that skew, which is minor, but it's better to not have it there at all. So I'm applying a little more pressure on the long side in the hopes of grinding it down. I'm using different parts of the stone in order to distribute the wear and keep the stone flat as possible. And there is a bit of a burr on the back side, which indicates that we have succeeded in making the edges meet. And I'm going to move on to my next grit of stone. This is a 1200 grit stone. Once again, we'll start by getting the back more polished, and this will remove the burr from the previous stage. Now this time when I do the bevel, I'm going to increase the angle just a little bit. I'm going to get a feel for where it is flat right there, and I'm going to increase that angle just a tiny bit. So now I will be forming a micro bevel, going slow and carefully to try to maintain my angle. I'm not worried about grinding off a lot of material at this point, because if I've got it right, I really should only be touching along the very edge. Now to our last stone, whose markings are also still intact. This is an 8000 grit stone. This is an easy stone to cut into. We are in no danger of cutting into it while doing the back. When we do the bevel, I'm not going to push back and forth. I'm only going to draw the blade toward me. So now for the bevel. I think we're there. What I'm doing with my finger here is essentially stropping. I'm moving my finger across the edge, but not into it, and that should be getting that last little burr to break off. But the test, of course, is how it does on wood. Here's a piece of scrap wood. I'm going to run the blade along the top of that, see if it takes a nice fine shaving. Seems to. You can get plastic covers for the ends of chisels, and I have had some and lost some. So now I make my own. This is just a folded piece of cardboard held together with masking tape and held on the chisel by a little tag of masking tape there. Show you how I sharpen my kitchen tools. I use the same stone, much of the same procedure, but there isn't a back that needs to be kept straight. So our focus is on just what we on a chisel would call the micro bevel. And this is curved, and so it has to be moved along the stone so that the entire edge is affected. And it also is very long, and so we have to start on one end and move towards the other as we go across. So here we go. This is a sharper angle than you would use with something like a chisel. And I'm looking at the light reflecting on the edge to make sure that I'm getting the entire edge as I go. The test for a kitchen knife like this is a ripe tomato. But it's January, so we don't have any of those. You notice I turn the knife in order to include the curved part at the tip, and I try to get all the way to the tip, and we are moving on to the 1200 grit stone. First with our 1/4 inch chisel, polishing the back even further. I can feel a burr on the back side, which means that I have sharpened right up to the edge on both sides. It's all very zen. If you expect lots of entertainment and excitement, this isn't the way to get it. This is probably much sharper than most kitchen knives already. So moving on to our paring knives. This is the same method that you would use if you wanted to sharpen your jackknife. Let's see what we got. Now for our fine stone, we're going to want to move backwards. If I had a leather strop, seems pretty sharp. And now our paring knives. Once again, so as not to cut into the soft stone, I'm dragging it backwards. And that's that. Thanks for watching. Join us again next time.